You ask if they want a snack? No. You ask if they want to put their shoes on? No. You ask if they even want the toy they were just crying for 30 seconds ago? No. Somewhere along the way, your sweet toddler turned into a tiny, relentless no machine, and it can feel like nothing you say gets a real answer anymore. But here's the thing. Your toddler isn't actually rejecting you, or even rejecting most of what you're offering. Something much bigger is going on behind that one small word. And once you see it, no stops feeling like defiance and starts making a lot more sense. This stage has a name. Developmental psychologists call it the autonomy stage, and it typically shows up somewhere between 18 months and 3 years old, right around the same time your toddler is realizing something huge. They are their own person, separate from you, with their own preferences, their own body, and their own will. And no is often the very first tool they find to prove it. Psychologist Erik Erikson described this exact stage as autonomy versus shame and doubt, a period where toddlers are working out whether they can act on their own will and still be safe, loved, and accepted. Saying no is one of the simplest, fastest ways for a toddler to test that. It's short, it's easy to say, and it gets an immediate, powerful reaction from the people around them, which at this age feels like real proof that they exist as a separate person with real influence in the world. Here's the part that surprises a lot of parents. Your toddler often isn't even answering your actual question. Ask if they want the red cup or the blue cup, and you might still get no, not because they don't want either cup, but because saying no itself is the point. It's less about the specific thing being offered and more about your toddler practicing the feeling of having a choice at all. That's why you'll sometimes see the strange pattern of a toddler saying no to something and then getting upset when you actually take it away. They're not being contradictory on purpose. They're testing the boundary between their will and the world's response to it, again and again, because that's genuinely how they learn where they end and everything else begins. As frustrating as it feels in the moment, this stage is actually a sign of healthy development, not a discipline problem. A toddler who never pushed back, never tested a boundary, and always simply complied wouldn't be developing the same sense of independent identity that this stage is building toward. Every no is, in its own small way, your toddler practicing something they'll need for the rest of their life, the ability to know their own mind and speak up for it. Most no phases are completely typical and tend to ease as your toddler develops more language and more ways to express preference beyond a single word. It's worth talking to your pediatrician if the behavior comes with significant aggression toward themselves or others, if your child has very limited language overall by age 2 to 3, or if it's paired with broader developmental concerns you've noticed in other areas. For most families, though, this is simply a loud, exhausting, and completely normal stage, one that fades as your toddler grows more capable of expressing what they actually mean. So the next time you get no for the 5th time in 10 minutes, try to remember, your toddler isn't trying to make your day harder. They're discovering that they're their own person, one small, defiant word at a time. If this made today's no feel a little less personal, subscribe. Every week, I answer the questions you're too tired to Google at 2 a.m. And if there's a behavior you're currently wondering about, drop it in the comments. It might be next week's video.